Hey everybody, welcome to the Parker and the Man page on yournews.com. Mark Wilson with your webcam. Continuing team coverage of the Buick Open 2009, the last ever Buick Open. Here's your official program. I picked this up at the course, Warwick Hills, on Tuesday. There's Kenny Perry, last year's champion. Your official program that you can own officially from your official Buick Open program store up at your official Buick Open Warwick Hills. Pro-Am coming up, of course, very exciting. The first round, all the way to Sunday, the final Buick Open. Kenny Perry, defending champion, not here. Tiger Woods is here. Tiger Woods playing the Pro-Am. And we'll get things started also on Thursday in round number uno. This piece, though, that I'm writing, and you can check it out at the Parker and the Man page, is about the curious case of David Duval. And I even joked with him about what to call it, because this guy has had a renaissance. He finished second in the U.S. Open. And if you recall correctly, a quick history of David Duval. He was the number one golfer in the world. Sorry, Tiger. It was Duval back in 1998. From 1997 to about 18 months to 99, he won 11 tournaments. He was the top money winner. He was the best in scoring average, and he was the Player of the Year in 1998 in the PGA Tour. By 2001, he had won the British Open, the Open Championship, and then it all fell apart for him. So bad so that a few years ago, 3 years ago, he won $7,000 plus on the tour, about $7,600. That's how low it had gone for Duval. And all of a sudden, and by the way, he was never known as the greatest guy. He was kind of aloof, sometimes mean. He wore the sunglasses. He just wasn't a pleasant person to be around when you went to a golf tournament and tried to talk to him. Couldn't have been more gracious. Couldn't have been better. He talked about his problems. He made a big deal about being here. He hasn't been here in 12 years for the Buick Open. He came here because he felt an obligation to being here for the final Buick Open and to helping the community in any way he could, which is what we're getting from a lot of the golfers who have made their migration already to Grand Blanc, that's why they're here. I'll have something a little later in the week on Billy Mayfair and Lee Janzen, two-time U.S. Open champion. Billy Mayfair, a past champion, who all seem to have the same thing, that they were here, they're coming here, they want to play here, because they want to give back to a economically ravaged area. So that's what we got a lot of. And you know what? Your support will help too by buying a program. So you got that to read. Also, David Letterman had kind of his first yucks on Michael Vick in his return. So check out the one that he had that I saw last night. Brett Favre says no to the Vikings. He turned him down. Brett Favre turned down something. Claims the Vikings were ready to sign him. Favre at 39, maybe he's finally finished. I will not believe it till I see it with my own two eyeballs. But Brett Favre says no to Minnesota. The passing of Jim Johnson, the Eagles' defensive coordinator, it didn't come out of the blue, but I mean, he just took the leave of absence in May from Philadelphia. Andy Reid just named Sean McDermott as the defensive coordinator almost for now, and then Jim Johnson passes away at the age of 68. So the NFL world is kind of mourning that. Tom Lewand of the Lions says he will get all the draft picks in by this weekend. Camp opens up on Friday for the Lions, and the best part about Lewand and Mayhew commenting, it means Matt Millen isn't anymore. 1 year ago, we were talking about Matt Millen this and Matt Millen that, and no more Matt Millen. And it's just, you want to go, how different it is, how nice it is that maybe things are quiet. The circus that is Allen Park has had a pretty quiet offseason. Of course, when you're 0-16, you don't want to talk too much. Michael Phelps didn't win a swimming race, an individual swimming race. He lost out to some Germany guy, Biederman. And it's the first time in 4 years that Michael Phelps hasn't won an individual swimming race internationally. The first thing I thought of was, we're talking about swimming. So Michael Phelps' little deal at the Olympics has bought us. Who else would be talking about swimming when there's no Olympics coming up? Post-Olympic time. And finally, the Twitter thing, the Twitter deal that we all know about, that most of us do. I guess in a recent poll, most adults don't know what Twitter is. And Joe Paterno didn't either at the Big Ten football meetings in Chicago. And you can see what he called it. Of course, Ohio State is picked to win the conference. Penn State, Joe Paterno at age 82, still coaching them, picked second. And the Spartans, in their green, third. There you go. So check it all out on yournews.com, the Parker and the Man page. Some exciting things coming up on yournews.com, which we'll tell you when I'm allowed to. And that's all for you right here. So just keep it here on the webcam, and also check it out, yournews.com, and email us early and often. I'm tvboy at yournewsdetroit.com. Parker is Rob at yournewsdetroit.com. We'll open up that Parker and the Man e-bag soon again, so check that out as well. And there you go. More Buick Open coverage to come.